geography, history, politics, economy, culture, and daily life in one neutral video. Israel is a small country with a very big place in world news, religion, and history. In this video we will take a calm, neutral look at Israel's geography, history, political system, economy, culture, and everyday life, to understand the basics behind the headlines. Israel is located in the Middle East, on the eastern shore of the Mediterranean Sea. It borders Lebanon to the north, Syria to the northeast, Jordan to the east, and Egypt to the southwest, and it is close to the Palestinian territories of the West Bank and the Gaza Strip. The landscape includes coastal plains, hills, and valleys in the center, the Negev Desert in the south, and the Jordan Rift Valley to the east, where the Jordan River and the Dead Sea lie. The country is relatively small in area but has a population of around 9 million people. Israel designates Jerusalem as its capital, and many of its main political institutions are located there, while Tel Aviv and its surrounding metropolitan area are major centers of business, technology, and culture. Other important cities include Haifa in the north and Beersheba in the south. The land that is now Israel has a long and layered history. It is central to Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, and has been ruled by many empires over the centuries, including the ancient Israelites, the Romans, the Byzantines, various Islamic caliphates, and the Ottoman Empire. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, a political movement called Zionism emerged among some Jews in Europe and elsewhere, calling for the establishment of a Jewish homeland in this region. At that time, the area was part of the Ottoman Empire and later the British Mandate of Palestine, with an Arab majority population and growing Jewish immigration. After World War II and the Holocaust, in which 6 million Jews were murdered in Europe, international attention focused even more on the question of a Jewish state. In 1947, the United Nations proposed a partition plan to create separate Jewish and Arab states in the Mandate territory, with Jerusalem under international administration. Jewish leaders accepted the plan, Arab leaders rejected it, and violence increased. In May 1948, Jewish leaders declared the establishment of the State of Israel. Neighboring Arab states sent armies into the former Mandate territory, and a war followed. When the fighting ended, Israel controlled more territory than in the UN plan. Jordan controlled the West Bank and East Jerusalem, and Egypt controlled the Gaza Strip. Hundreds of thousands of Palestinian Arabs became refugees, and hundreds of thousands of Jews later left or were expelled from Arab countries and moved to Israel. In the decades that followed, Israel fought several wars with neighboring states, including conflicts in 1956, 1967, and 1973. The Six-Day War of 1967 was especially important. Israel captured the West Bank, East Jerusalem, Gaza, the Golan Heights, and the Sinai Peninsula. It later returned Sinai to Egypt as part of a peace treaty in 1979, and signed a peace treaty with Jordan in 1994. The status of the West Bank, Gaza, and East Jerusalem, and the future of the Palestinian people, remain at the center of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Over the years there have been attempts at negotiated solutions, such as the Oslo Accords in the 1990s, as well as periods of violence, uprisings, and rocket attacks. The situation is complex and highly sensitive, with very different narratives and experiences on all sides. Israel today is officially a parliamentary democracy. The head of state is the president, a mainly ceremonial role, while the head of government is the prime minister. The national parliament, called the Knesset, has 120 members elected through a system of proportional representation, which means that parties win seats according to their share of the national vote. Because no single party usually wins a majority, governments are formed through coalitions of several parties. These parties represent a wide range of views, from secular to religious, from left-wing to right-wing, and from Jewish to Arab-led lists. The country has an independent judiciary, including a Supreme Court, although the balance of power between the branches of government and the role of the courts are subjects of intense political debate inside Israel. The population of Israel is diverse. A majority are Jews, but they come from many different backgrounds. Ashkenazi Jews with roots in Europe, Sephardi and Mizrahi Jews with roots in the Middle East and North Africa, Ethiopian Jews and others. Around 1/5 of the citizens are Arab, including Muslims, Christians and Druze, many of whom identify as Palestinian citizens of Israel. There are also smaller communities of non-Jewish migrants and foreign workers. Hebrew is the main official language, and Arabic is also used in many areas, with English widely taught and used in business and tourism. Israel's economy is relatively small by population but advanced in technology and services. The country is sometimes called a startup nation because of its large number of technology companies and innovations in fields such as software, cybersecurity, medical devices, and agriculture. Major global firms have research and development centers in places like Tel Aviv and Haifa. Traditional industries, banking, retail, and tourism also play important roles. Agriculture makes intensive use of irrigation and technology to grow crops in dry areas. Israel is known for developing drip irrigation and other water-saving techniques. In recent years, offshore natural gas fields in the Mediterranean have given the country a new energy source, although there are ongoing debates about how to use these resources. Everyday life in Israel depends a lot on where people live and on their community. In large cities like Tel Aviv, life can feel similar to other Mediterranean or European cities, with busy cafes, beaches, nightlife, high-rise apartment buildings, and tech offices. In Jerusalem, religious sites and traditions are very visible, and the city has a mixed population of Jews and Arabs, as well as ultra-Orthodox neighborhoods. Smaller towns and kibbutzim, collective or cooperative communities that played a historic role in agriculture, offer different social structures. Many young Jewish Israelis serve in the military, as conscription is compulsory for most Jewish citizens and some Druze and other groups, with alternative service in some cases. This shapes social networks and the transition to adult life. Security measures, such as checkpoints, metal detectors, and alerts about rockets or attacks, are part of daily reality in some periods and areas. Israeli culture is a blend of old and new. The revival of Hebrew as a modern spoken language is one of the country's most distinctive features. Jewish religious life includes observance of the Sabbath, or Shabbat, from Friday evening to Saturday evening, and holidays such as Passover, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, and Sukkot. At the same time, many Israelis are secular and may celebrate these days more as family or cultural events than in a strictly religious way. Arab citizens maintain their own cultural and religious traditions, including Islamic and Christian holidays. Food is another important part of life. Israeli cuisine draws on Middle Eastern, Mediterranean, and Jewish diaspora influences. Common foods include falafel, hummus, pita bread, grilled meats, fresh salads, shakshuka, pastries, and dishes with roots in Moroccan, Iraqi, Yemeni, Persian, and Eastern European cooking. Markets, known as shouks, offer spices, fruits, vegetables, and street food. Modern restaurants experiment with fusion styles and international trends. In arts and entertainment, Israel has an active film and television industry, contemporary music scene, and literary tradition. Israeli authors, musicians, and filmmakers have received international attention, sometimes tackling the country's social and political tensions in their work. Sports, especially football and basketball, are popular, and there is a strong outdoor culture built around hiking, beach activities, and visiting historical and nature sites. Israel plays a significant role in regional and global politics. It has a close, complex relationship with the United States and varying relations with neighboring countries and more distant states. The unresolved conflict with the Palestinians, the status of Jerusalem, and questions about security, borders, and human rights are central topics in international discussions. People inside and outside the region have very different views on these issues, and there is no simple summary that captures every perspective. What is clear is that decisions made in this small country have effects far beyond its borders. For people watching from abroad, Israel can seem both very familiar and very complicated, a place of technology and beaches, of ancient religious sites and modern conflicts, of democratic institutions and deep disagreements. Learning about its geography, history, political structure, and the everyday lives of its citizens can help build a more balanced picture than headlines alone. This has been a quick overview of Israel, a small country with a big story. If you found this video helpful, please like the video, subscribe for more country profiles and neutral explainers, and tell us in the comments which country or topic you would like us to cover next.